Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're back from Las Vegas. Our wallet's a little lighter, but our spirits high as Daniel, playing as the Red Burmese, prepares to take on Jordan, playing as the Blue Poles. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now the Burmese are a Civ that focuses on its mounted units. Burmese battle elephants automatically come with extra armor and can be upgraded to get even more armor. Their cavalry can also be upgraded to get a powerful attack boost against archers, and their unique unit is the Arambai, a ranged cavalry unit that throws darts at its opponent with horrible accuracy, but even darts that miss deal 100% damage to any unit they land on, compared to the usual 50% of other archer units. Now, to support and protect their mounted units on the field of battle, especially their elephants, the Burmese can turn to a few different avenues. If you want to go the route of infantry, all Burmese infantry get a progressive attack boost starting in feudal, all the way up to +3 in imperial, or you can choose to use the game's only spellcaster, the monk. If you go this route, know that monastery techs are 50% cheaper, and to help pay for these units and their techs, you start each game knowing exactly where the relics are located on the map. So take a look. If I highlight Daniel's point of view, you see exactly where all 5 relics are located from the very beginning of the game, which is incredibly useful. Now, in order to help you build an infrastructure that's needed to pump out huge amounts of units, all Lumber Camp technologies are free. Now, playing against Daniel as the Red Burmese, we have Jordan as the Blue Poles, a Civ that also focuses on its cavalry units. Pole Scout cavalry line units get a small attack boost against archers and can be upgraded to do trample damage, which can be very helpful in the late game, since Poles are one of the only 2 Civs in the game that have their Hussars replaced with winged Hussars. Think of this as an already tankier, stronger version of the Hussar, with an attack bonus against gunpowder units and an even bigger attack bonus against monks. Now, if you're in the mood for a heavier cavalry unit, know that Pole Knights and Cavaliers can be upgraded to cost a lot less gold, so it becomes much easier to spam these heavy units starting in Castle Age. Now, to back up their cavalry units on the field of battle, Poles can field their unique unit, the Obuch, a tanky, well-armored infantry unit whose attack actually reduces the melee armor and pierce armor of its opponent by 1 with each swipe of its giant hammer. Now, to support production of these food and gold-intensive cavalry units, Pole stone miners also generate gold, and Poles have access to a unique structure called the Folwark, which right now, as I say it, Jordan finishes creating one. This replaces the mill and automatically adds 10% of a farm value seated within this highlighted radius to your coffers, while also providing 5 population room. Now, Pole villagers are harder to raid because, like Viking berserkers, they do regenerate HP starting at the very beginning of the game. So let's take a look at the players, where they're located. While I've been talking about their civilizations and bonuses, both players hitting the 17 villager count, both exploring their positions on the map. Let's take a look and see where they've spawned, see if any particular player here has an advantage over his opponent. We'll start with Daniel. Gold a little bit in the front. Very hard to wall this base off. Very big spaces to the northeast, the northwest, the south completely open. Let's take a look at what his opponent has scouted. So his opponent, Jordan, has seen basically everything. Oh, what a beautiful last minute enclosure here by Daniel. Now, Jordan, not to be outdone, is also basically completely open in the north, completely open in the west, and completely open in the south. Easier to wall off here, I think, in the east. But let's take a look. His gold, primary gold, also very much forward, very much exposed. Stone, nice and secure in the back. Where is Daniel's primary stone? Also nice and secure in the back. Secondary gold in the back for our Blue Pole. Secondary gold, oh my god, very far off campus. Take a look at how far this secondary and tertiary gold are for him. That might be problematic. We'll keep an eye on that, see if Daniel decides to make an issue of it. For now, though, Daniel making an issue of this one house. This one house seems to be pissing him off. Has chosen it as the target for all of his military might, while his opponent goes up to feudal. Daniel, now finishing loom, is also heading up to feudal, a full minute behind his opponent, but on the back of 3 extra villagers. So we'll see whether those 3 extra villagers give him any kind of advantage once he hits feudal. Jordan using the time, oh god, I was going to say using the time that Daniel was attacking the house to fortify himself, but I guess he missed this one palisade. Oh lord. So now Daniel is inside his base, does take a bit of arrow fire from the town center, and let's see what he can do. This is if you watch my cast, you know these are not the strongest of units. You know, we're talking about militias and Dark Age scout cavalry. Look at that, it attacks on a 3. This one attacks on a 4, so not exactly the hardest, heaviest hitting units in the game, but enough to disrupt a little bit of lemon gathering, a little bit of lumberjack, and enough to distract Daniel and pull his attention left, right, and center, which is exactly what Daniel wants to accomplish here. And let's see. For now, though, the villagers managing to keep this little mini army away. And so far, Jordan, with his approximately 1 minute advantage into feudal, has decided to villager up and get a spearman to protect against this scout cavalry. Daniel hitting feudal. What does he do? Plops down 2 archery ranges. Very interesting. The Burmese, I think, are known as perhaps one of the worst, if not the worst, archery roster in the game. So a very interesting choice here by Daniel to plop down not only 1 but 2 archery ranges. But remember, with those lumber camp upgrades for free, you do gather a lot of wood very quickly and much more efficiently without having to spend any money or resources on those upgrades, or even more importantly, the time to get those upgrades. And here we go, 1 archer coming out should be able to shoo away all 3 of these militias. It seems like while I wasn't looking, Daniel did manage to lose his original scout cavalry, and now military count is very much in favor of Jordan. 5-3 villager count, though, still in favor of our Red Burmese, who decides to split up his army and make this archer look left, look right, look down, doesn't know which one to follow, decides to follow none, and instead goes home, builds a defensive tower. Good placement for a tower here to protect against any kind of raiding of this gold pile. This is a very exposed gold pile. Daniel's also exposed, but with this wood line to the north, and now these infrastructure, this infrastructure rather to the east, it's fairly secure. And what has our blue player? Okay, 1 HP on this scout cavalry. Okay, no kills. So not exactly the hero scout cavalry that we need. But let's see what he can get done here. I mean, 1 poke of a villager will basically kill that guy. Tower very close to being completed. Finally is completed, but Daniel has found himself lurking in that sweet spot of the 1 tile radius. We'll see if he stays there. I mean, just by virtue of having these units here, this gold is basically rendered unmineable for the next little while until Jordan can get rid of these units. But to get rid of these units, he's going to have to invest in more military, and that's exactly what he's doing. Villagers coming off the production line also to swashbuckle and get rid of these. Okay, so all aggression here by Daniel has now been thwarted. Okay. 1 scout cavalry, they're basically taking a break, being a bit of a pervert, looking into the house here, seeing what's going on. I don't know what exactly he thinks he's seeing, but a little creepy, not gonna lie. Blacksmith, or rather a full-work going down for our blue pole. Interesting. I mistook this icon for a blacksmith. Apologies, but this is the interesting thing with the poles, because the full-work is such a powerful economic building. You see a lot of them being built very early on, and so as opposed to other players where you can see the farms go around the town center for safety reasons, and also because you know, the travel distance for this villager is what, like half a millisecond to get to the town center. But with the poles, it's a little different. Our Burmese player doubling down on archers I can't imagine this is a long-term strategy. Like I said, the Burmese, their archery range is not exactly a strong, arguably one of the worst in the game. But for now, in Feudal Age, they don't have to be the strongest. They just have to be annoying. Let's take a look at kill count. Jordan has killed 10-5 of his opponent. No villagers killed by either side. So not a lot of economic damage, or rather no economic damage done by any player here. Daniel, though, exerting a lot of pressure, but not really doing much with this pressure. Look at this one archer just baiting the skirmisher. And what's the HP on these guys? Okay. One villager just hanging out, gets an axe in his hand. He's going to go cut down some trees. And more skirmishers, more archers going across the map. Yeah, I can't imagine this is a long-term play. You're playing against the Poles, which are a cavalry-based civ with terrible archers. This must be just for feudal age harassment. He knows he's got to put on a bunch of pressure here. Otherwise, you don't want to let let's put it like this. You don't want to let the Poles get that Schlachter privileges upgrade very easily. You want to make it as difficult as possible. You want to harass, you want to be annoying, you want to keep your Pole opponent on his or her toes so that they don't have the time or the inclination or ability to just start pumping out cavalry units. Although, does he even have a stable? I see a barracks and an archery range, another bulwark going down. Another tower. Okay, I don't mind the location of this tower. Protects the stone, covers basically the entire rear of his base. So these archers aren't going to do jack against a tower. And red is carving out a big chunk of the map for himself. Apologies to anyone on a smaller screen, but take a look at this. This is a big area here that he's carving out for himself. I wonder if he'll be able to hold on to it. For now, though, Market House, a spearman, skirmisher rather, patrolling the back, making sure that blue does not have any kind of cheeky side attack. Let's see what he's what his vision is right now. Blue completely in the dark. This is the extent of Jordan's vision right now. So he doesn't know what is going on. He doesn't know what to expect from his opponent, but he doesn't care. He's got his game plan in mind. He's 2 minutes away from going up to castle. His opponent literally about 25 seconds behind him. Let's see what they decide to do once they get to castle. Like I said, I can't imagine. I apologize. I'm repeating myself. Like I said, I can't imagine our Burmese player will stick to archer units. Although he's doubling down on them. Okay. I guess in this stage of the game, they're not that much different. They do have a +1/+1. His opponent also sitting on a +1/+1. Okay, let's take a look at the while the players disengage, take a look at their civilian populations. We've got 43 Pole villagers to the 46 Burmese villagers. Military count, though, take a look, 22-9. But the second our Pole hits Castle Age, I worry about our Burmese player. I hope this isn't a 25-minute game here where we see a bunch of knights or some kind of cavalry that just devastates these units. HP not terrible. Okay, hits Castle Age, does Jordan immediately plops down one town center near the gold, another town center near the forest here to the east of his base. Not a bad location. Protects the eastern rear portion of his base. But now both players are in castle. The university going down for our red Burmese, who's investing more into archery. I mean, this is the if you've watched my casts before, which I hope you have, and I hope you'll watch more, anytime I say something, the opposite happens. So when I say the Burmese generally don't go for archery units, Daniel surprises us and goes mass into archer units. I don't know that this is necessarily the right move. Like I said, when you go this heavy into archer units, especially skirmishers in Castle Age against the civilization like the Poles, what is this? A second town center right next door to the first. Very interesting. But as I was saying, the second Jordan sees this, it's an invitation for a counter, right? This is an invitation for either mass cavalry or some kind of siege play. Let's see what he's deciding to build. For now, not much except the a fourth town center to the one of our Red Burmese, although finally getting a second town center, much needed. Okay location. I mean, what choice does he have? He needs access to this gold. Lots of room for farms. Not terrible, but now we've got our castle, and we've got our first Arambai out, or at least being produced. Incredibly fun unit. If you can mass them... Oh, manages to get a monk. Beautiful snipe here by Daniel. I wonder if his plan is to just surprise his opponent. I mean, 12 crossbows, 11 skirmishers, and 3 crossbows. That's just... I mean, you're looking at 26 archer units entering the base, walking around freely. I mean, this tower is okay, but now it's not going to scare away this many crossbows. They can just pivot here, and now there's nothing to the north to protect against them. And here we go. Like I said, you're inviting a counter unit when you just mass this amount of archers. And we'll see how these skirmishers do, what they can actually get accomplished here. Oh, God, he gets trapped. No, he does not get trapped. Jordan trying to Viper wall his opponent in so that his town center garrisoned with 12 villagers can decimate the crossbows. But unfortunately, Daniel's movement a little bit too quick. Although losing a bunch of units here in the back. Oh, terrible movement there by Daniel. Loses basically half of his expeditionary force here. And what is he building now? A siege workshop of his own. Investing heavily into Arambais. Okay. I don't mind them. Like I said, they're incredible. Oh, now he gets gated in here. And now these elite skirmishers are basically done. I mean, they're smart for hanging around the minimum range of the mangonel, but one good attack round here. Oh my God. Just as I say it, one good attack round and boom goes the dynamite. Those skirmishers are completely dead. He's got to be careful though. Does not want to lose these crossbows. Although they should be able to... Oh, no, God, I was going to say they should be able to take at least one volley to the face, but no, take a look at their HP. Basically 50%. Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to try to finish my train of thought here by about Arambais, because I've been trying to say it for a little bit. I think they're an incredibly cool unit. If your opponent masses any kind of unit, doesn't matter if it's infantry, cavalry, ranged, these will decimate them. Decimate. Now, they don't get the benefit of any attack upgrades, which is a very... Oh, what a beautiful last-minute split there. So they don't get the benefit of an attack upgrade. So you see, even though he's researched the first 2 attack upgrades for ranged units, they are still at a +0. That's just the way they work. But the fact that their darts, even when they miss, get 100% damage... is, in my opinion, a very cool feature that makes them incredibly powerful, even though, again, take a look at their base accuracy. I think it's like 20%, 30 for the elite. 20% accuracy is horrible. Except, excuse me, sorry guys, I am on the cusp of recovering, if you can't tell by my voice. So you might hear me cough, you might hear me take a sip of water. But yeah, they're... Terrible accuracy is one thing, but when you mass units against them, the fact that the darts that miss deal 100% damage is basically makes up for that terrible range, which makes them an incredibly cool unit. Excuse me. Castle going down here. This is going to jeopardize these 2 town centers. Again, not too sure why Jordan placed these 2 town centers here. Very exposed. Oh no, one villager enters the kill zone of something here in the blue lines and pays the price. Now he's coming to the south, but these crossbows are incredibly damaged. Jordan, though, up to Imperial in about 3 minutes. And let's see what he can get done once he does. Let's take a look at his infrastructure. We've got a bit of a castle standoff here. Neither castle really reaching the other. Although with an upgrade or 2, they should be. I mean, take a look at this. This is basically touching. One more upgrade for both. Attacking this archery range in particular. Does he have any stables? Does our Polish player, who Isaac said focuses on cavalry, have a single stable? I don't see a single stable. I see a blacksmith. I see the original archery range and barracks. Another archery range, another one going down. Monk upgrades going down for our blue pole. Finally, a fourth town center for our Burmese player, who is now also starting to build monks. And a very forward siege workshop. Okay. I don't know what to say about this this strategy here by Daniel. I mean, the heavy reliance on archers in the early part of the game, now heavy reliance on Arambai. Like I said, Arambai are great if your opponent masses units against, but this is the hunter-killer of the Arambai, the elite skirmisher. Has to be careful though, can't take a mangonel shot. Converts. Oh, converts, and then immediately it dies. Got two converts. Incredible play here by Jordan. But yeah, I don't know about the longevity of this army here for our Red Burmese. You need some kind of tanky melee unit, in my opinion. Loses one of the town centers, will probably lose the second. Has to come up with some kind of solution here, although the solution is the trebuchet, which... I mean, I assume he hopes he's going to knock down this castle. His opponent, nowhere close to being in Imperial Age. Take a look at Daniel's resources. He's literally got no food in the bank. He's hoping that he can end this right here, right now. But this is not a game-ending army. I mean, 4 Mangonels and 12 Arambai are not exactly a game-ending brute damage force, but with a number of castles, anything is possible. Unless you're playing an opponent who's already an Imperial, whose trebs are already out. Now he's going up to 3 trebs, block printing for his monks, so their range is going to get increased by 3. And now our blue pole is just waiting, lying in wait with these skirmishers, hoping that his opponent overextends with his Arambai. Because like I said, these elite skirmishers are just going to shred through these Arambais. And he's going to lose his castle, making no effort to repair it. Although our blue pole needs to start utilizing all of his military here, not just the one treb that he has. Okay, finally. Pulls the second one off the lazy line. And here we go. Finally, some stables. But where are the stables for our Polish player? I see a lot of Folworks. I see a lot of Lumberjack, and I maybe move a few to this forest here. But these Arambai are being so annoying. Okay. But the question is, what the hell is Daniel going to do about these trebs? Again, we're 38 minutes into the game. His opponent is in Imperial. His opponent has 3 trebuchets that are basically untouchable. And he loses another Mangonel. Oh, these monks are such a problem here. Oh, can't enter the kill zone, though. Let's see if Daniel notices. Yeah, he notices right away. The monk dies. But now he's lost all forward pressure here. Has to retreat. And now he's getting cavalry upgrades, building his own knights. 41 elite skirmishers. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. If this was all just some kind of bait by Daniel to get his opponent... Oh, here we go. To get his opponent to overinvest into elite skirmishers while he builds knights of his own, then color me stupid, and it's a brilliant move. I don't know if that's the case here. I don't know if this is some kind of 4D chess that Daniel is playing. For now, though, his military is smaller. His civilian population is bigger, and he is supply blocked at 170. His opponent not far behind. These are just basic Mangonels. I don't think these skirmishers should even be afraid of these. But yeah, don't go too forward with your trebuchets. You don't know what your opponent has. And I mean, you're going to know in a second. Let's take a look at Jordan's vision. Let's see exactly when he realizes. Oh, God, now he loses those. Let's see exactly when he realizes that his opponent has gone cavalry right now as they emerge from the fog of war. Oh, God, this one treb. Where are you going? Okay, and now Daniel is swarming his opponent. But he's swarming into a castle zone. Not the greatest. Okay, we'll be able to get rid of the monks at least. Not the best use of the Arambai. You want to use these against the opponents that are clumped, not against one unit. Okay. Shoos him away, though, does Jordan with these elite skirmishers. But now he's up here in the north, but the castle is going to defend this quite well. And now both players have disengaged again. Okay, let's take this opportunity. Let's see what they've, what infrastructure they've built here. We've got 6 stables. We've got the Cavalier upgrade. We've got chemistry. We've got iron casting. He wants to make his skirmishers, of which he's got 31, much more powerful. He wants to make these knights much stronger. In 25 seconds, they are going to be tankier and harder. Oh, God, they take a few mangonel shots to the face, though. Oh, you can't leave your skirmishers alone against not scout cavalry, against light cavalry here. Okay, now they're cavaliers. Jordan, though, not being very judicious with his use of his cavaliers, entering into castle kill zones. Daniel, okay. I don't mind the location of this castle, to be honest. Protects the stone, protects the fertile valley to the north. Lots of room here for more farms to be protected. But now he's got cavaliers in his base. HP is terrible, only 500 out of 980 left. And engaging in the front as well. Yeah, this is exactly where you want to Rambai, where your opponent clumps up here, so even the darts that miss. But the question is, too much cavalier here? For now, Daniel holding strong with the help of a castle, but once that castle goes down again, he's finally up to Imperial, or heading up to Imperial. He's got himself a good meat shield here. I like the use of the light cav, while his Arambai just decimate these cavaliers with their darts. And now these cavaliers still running amok at the back of the base here. 2 kills for this one. Let's take a look at the kill count. 30 villagers to 25. Kill count 150 to 144. Surprisingly equal. Yeah, Jordan can't keep headbutting into these Arambai because Daniel has come up with a formula here of Arambai / light cav. And he's just going to put up a meat shield every single time. And these light cav are going to be much faster than these cavaliers. I mean, take a look. Cavaliers move at a 1.49. These guys move at a what? A 1.65. Now he's attacking to the north. And this is where the pole gets dangerous. This is where our Polish multi-pronged attacks start coming in. He's attacking to the south. He's attacking to the north. There's cavaliers streaming in here. Let's see if they get the monk. No, decide to bypass the monk entirely and go for what? For nothing much, really. We'll keep an eye on all these minor attacks here to the side, but take a look. He's being pulled apart. The bottom line, though, for Daniel is he does not have an answer to these trebuchets. Okay, these guys are going to bust in, but not going to accomplish too much. Yeah, he's being poked and prodded in too many directions, Daniel. And again, unless he comes up with a way to stop these trebs, there's really not much he's going to do to win this game. Take a look at the pikemen, 4+5. Remember that they get a progressive attack bonus. All the infantry units of the Burmese makes them incredibly powerful supporting units on the field of battle. And for now, he's got the numbers in the center, but here comes a fresh wave of cavaliers. Oh no. These ones still causing a ruckus in the back of his base, and now more break-in. Oh god, what is this? 9 cavaliers. More streaming into the front, and now military. He's down military. He's down villager. And this castle is going to go down. How many villagers repairing? Only 5. He's got 200 stone. Jordan might as well just go attack these villagers. Let's see if that's exactly what he does. Nope. Okay. Or maybe. Yeah, without an answer to the trebs, he's basically dead in the water, Daniel. I mean, he's being ripped apart. His villager count, take a look. 33 idle villagers. His economy, 40 idle villagers. His economy is literally at 2/3 of its strength. And these Castle Age Knights are not going to do jack against this many cavaliers. Look how many cavaliers there are here. Oh, what a swarm. But expanding to the north. Not a bad move here by Daniel. But again, how the hell are you going to deal with these trebs? Oh, okay. I guess you deal with the trebs by Jijing. Okay, not a terrible decision, to be honest. Live to fight another day. He was being ripped apart completely. Let's take a look right before the end. 30 idle villagers. So his productive villagers here are below 100. His military is at 42. These Arambai are very far away from the actual action. Take a look how far they are from being able to provide any kind of support. Plus, with the elite skirmishers, these Arambai are going to be zoned out very quickly. Very cool jackets. I never noticed the Burmese logo on the back of the Arambai jackets. Very cool. But yeah, he just did not have an answer for two things. He didn't have an answer for the Trebs, and he absolutely didn't have an answer for these Cavaliers. Oh my God, 38 Cavaliers going up to 43. A few light cav thrown into the mix. Let's take a look at the stats. We've got 71 Arambai. I always love to see that. 148 Cavaliers. Take a look at the micro, though. 191 to 170. Fantastic game by both players. Kill count. Oh my. Look at that. Almost identical here. 10 kills difference between the players, although Jordan has managed to kill a lot more civilians. 53 to 32. And I think that's ultimately what the multi-pronged harass and the fact that he was just in the Imperial Age for just way too long ahead of his opponent. I mean, he was able to produce just so many heavier units before his opponent could even... I mean, does Daniel have even a single Treb? Does he have a single unit that can respond to these trebuchets? He's got 4 knights, and these 4 knights are busy dying to their tankier, stronger brothers, the Cavaliers. Let's take a look at the economy. 4 relics for our Red Burmese, not a surprise, given that they know exactly where the relics are. Not a huge gold advantage here. Resources fairly identical. And I see they mine basically the exact same amount of gold if you ignore the relics. Although, take a look at the stone here for Daniel. I'm a little confused at Daniel's strategy here in the beginning with the archers. Like I said, if it's a 4D chess move to get his opponent to overcommit into elite skirmishers, then bravo. But that did not happen. You know you're playing the Poles. You know eventually you're going to see. I mean, on the whole, you never say always 100%, but you're playing against the Poles. You know you're going to see Cavaliers. You know you're going to see some kind of heavy cavalry unit. And sorry, I think there's a car doing donuts in my parking lot for some bizarre reason. Oh God, welcome back to casting, Isaac. Your voice is cracking, you're coughing, and there's a car doing donuts in your parking lot. Great. In case you heard any sounds, that's exactly what that is. But overall, Jordan doing what the Poles do best, which is investing into heavy cavalry, overrunning his opponent. Daniel, though, he lost the game, but bravo on the use of the Arambai. I love these units. Like I said, if they became elite, I think they would attack on a 15, and 100% damage to missed darts is an underrated, crazy powerful feature of this unit. The problem is he was just being pulled apart too many ways, and with the elite skirmishers, he just didn't have an answer to the counter to his unit. Although, take a look at the again, a halberdier that attacks on an 11. That's pretty badass, and that's without the final, by the way. Without the final attack upgrade, they attack on an 11. So overall, our Pole player reaching Imperial first, withstanding his opponent's ranged aggression in feudal and early castle age, hunkered down, built himself some defensive castles. Not too sure why he built 2 town centers right next to each other here, but overall withstood the Burmese aggression, stood tall, pushed back the red tide, and managed to take the W. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.